What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. This is gonna be part one of two for the last battles I had of season 8 of Go Battle League, where I reach a personal best on the not the GBL leaderboard, but a personal best with my overall elo at 3665, which is pretty crazy. And the cool thing about it is I actually use two signature teams that I've been using for a long time. I didn't use anything crazy. I just kind of stuck with teams that I know well. I'm someone that bounces around teams a lot. A lot of people ask me, like, Rise, do you recommend like I try new teams or that I stick with the same one? And I'm like, if you find a team that you find some success with that works for you, I think you should stick with it. And as long as it's a good team, like, you can easily find a lot of the top battlers and content creators that post some teams that they use or watch them on Twitch. If you find a team that's really good and that works, and just try and learn the ins and outs of it. One good example is Wholesome, a popular streamer. He's typically really high on the Go Battle League leaderboard, and he uses the same team every Ultra Premiere of Snorlax, Shadow Machamp, and Alolan Muck. He uses it every time, and he's always like towards the top of the leaderboard because he just knows the ins and outs of that team. But anyway, this is my Mew Vigoroth Mandibuzz team, and I'm kind of just letting this first battle roll while I intro the video, because we've got like 15 battles here, and I've actually sped them up even quicker than normal, so we get through this. But there's some absolutely ridiculous wins, especially later on in this video. Man, there's some crazy games, and it was like at this elo range, it was like every single battle, like, oh boy, here we go. You know, sometimes I'm just like doing these battles laying back in bed at night. You see, it's 1:40 when I'm doing this. I'm pretty sure 1:40 a.m. And the Diggers be trolling there with an Earthquake, because Fire Punch, I don't know if it would have been enough to KO the Vigoroth, but that's a Cytochrome. He's a terrific battler. But he knew I had the Body Slam loaded, so he was just kind of Earthquaking to troll there. But here we go, into the next one. And we'll actually shoutcast the battles now. Toxicroak lead. So this is decent for Mew. I do have to respect the Sludge Bomb. So I do shield. He baits me with Mud Bomb. Nice bait by him. We throw our Surf, kind of hoping for a shield, to be honest, but he doesn't shield. And I was counting, so I know this can't be a Sludge Bomb. He's slightly short, so I let it go. I Shadow Claw down. I have energy to threaten what comes in, and it's a Bastiodon. So this is important, right? That we stay in and we let our Mew go down. Because if we were to switch, we would lose. So we got to let Mew go down. We get off some nice chip damage with our Surfs. And then there's an Azu in back. And I'm like, oh boy, how do I win this game? So, like, the Mandibuzz has nowhere to go, right? Mandibuzz really struggles against Azu. It also really struggles against Bastiodon. So check this out. I catch, hoping it's a Hydro Pump, and it is a Hydro Pump. Look at that. We catch the Hydro Pump on our Mandibuzz, which wastes a lot of energy from the Azu. We snuck in an Air Slash there, which is really nice. Then he Ice Beams us. That's fine. I'm over farming because I expect him to try and catch at some point. And I actually get a shield there. He does make a catch here, so nicely done. This Air Light's going to do absolutely nothing to Bastiodon. It like didn't even, you like couldn't even see the damage. That's how little it did. But you know, it might actually be all right because it gives us a little bit more farm. I let it go because I figured a Stone Edge would do more, or a Stone Edge would do less than a Hydro Pump. So I let it go. I threw the first one right away. He snuck in a bubble. I throw after one counter, and this will leave me with another Body Slam. So we actually are able to get to 3 Body Slams here. And there was no reason for him to throw a move because he wasn't going to get to 2 moves. So he was just committing to fast move damage. So a pretty crazy win there. Catching the Hydro Pump on our Mandibuzz on the from the Azu was huge. Here we're going up against Arrow. Terrific battler and streamer. I encourage you guys to go follow him. We sneak in a Shadow Claw there against the opposing Mew. And we deny there, which is huge. I wasn't sure if he was going to shield this or not. He doesn't. And because I'm ahead, I'm going to throw this Surf because I don't want to have to expend both my shields. But I do get a shield in return. And I decide, switch advantage could be really important for my back line. So I try and win switch when I can. So I go down a shield to give myself switch. In comes A9. And I'm like, okay, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I shielded because otherwise I'd be toast. I get off a wild charge. It was a weird animation, but he didn't shield. And then check this out. I tried to catch the Earthquake, but I think I don't know what happened. Like in my head, you know what I think happened? You know what I think happened was I was in my head gonna catch the Earthquake, and I just totally blanked out and totally forgot about like the Mudshot head start he had. So in my head, I was like counting to 8 and just like totally blanked on the 2 Mudshot head start he had. So just kind of a weird like misplay from me there. And then he catches the foul play here, which is nice, but like honestly probably does about the same as the aerial ace. And luckily I have a body slam loaded and I have 1 extra counter. So I win CMP there. I just need to get to a body slam, and I think we CMP tie here. Will this be enough to take out the G-Fisk? It is. And crazy game there against Arrow. Honestly, he played that extremely well. That's an example of a game he might have played better than me, but I was able to do just enough to get the win. All right. Oh no, this is the same match again. But you know what? For those of you that have been complaining that sometimes my videos get out of sync, I found out a way to avoid it. It takes a lot of extra effort from me, but if I export the gameplay first, and then I react to it after exporting it already, so like I edit the video, the gameplay, and then come to it, then I should be able to like comment it over it live rather than putting it like in the editing software. Anyway, I found a way. It takes extra time from me, but it should be able to avoid that problem. And our lighting just totally changed. It got dark outside. But we're in the next matchup. I feel like I'm on live television right now with all this stuff going on, but I'm not. You guys are watching this after the fact, but it is kind of like we're hanging out, right? Like JF Mangano in the comments said. It's like an intimate setting. I like this Mew versus Azu matchup. I typically take the first move unless they build up to Hydro Pump. And I actually get to a 3rd wild charge here, which is pretty huge. Just before I go down, I get to the 3rd wild charge. So this puts Azu very low. I kind of have to come in with Vig here. And I'm going to let this first one go because I feel like he's more likely to bait here. And I was right, he does bait. And I know he's going to get to another move since he had so much energy, but I'm just committing to a shield and a farm down. I'm going to get a lot of energy with Vigoroth here. So he has switch, but I'm up a shield and I have all this energy. And you know what? You might be thinking like switch into Mandibuzz, but I'm worried there could be like a Bastion or something in back that I need Vig for, and I don't want to give whatever's in back energy. So I overfarm quite a bit. I'm going to go straight for the Bulldoze again, take it out, and look at that. It is a Bastiodon. And I just barely get to this Bulldoze. Does a ton of damage. In comes Mandy. No shields. Will this foul play be enough? I'm not sure. Not quite. And then these air slashes do absolutely nothing. It's so crazy. These air slashes are doing absolutely nothing. But he's forced to throw all his energy. Otherwise, I would have gotten to a foul play. And then 1 counter takes him out before the smackdown registers. So that was like a game that probably didn't seem like that big of a deal. But that was one I was like pretty proud of for saving the Vigoroth in case I needed. And because I needed it for something in back. Because everyone... Man, this is a good matchup, by the way. Everyone I've been running into, like the higher elo you get, the more people there are that just use like these OP fast move teams like Bastiodon and Charm and Razorleaf. So not everybody. Some people have their creative teams like the Grimer you saw, like very cool and spicy. But the higher you get, the more straight fast move teams you see. But you're also playing the same concentrated group of battlers, so it's probably like you just see them. You're seeing the same people, so you see the same people that use it more often, I guess. But we get the Surf off. I'm only gonna get to one move here. I try and CMP tie them after 5 Powder Snows, but there's no way they're gonna throw energy. So, but as you see, switch very important, because this is one of the hardest counters for our Mandibuzz. This and like Bastiodon. Not wasting any time, just getting straight to the body slam. I probably am gonna shield this, yeah, because he could Gleam me, but he Weather Balls. Oh man, this is not looking good. So I think that's 2 bubbles from the Azu, but I'm gonna see what I can do here. Tried to catch, he didn't throw right away. He knew I was gonna try and catch, but I did save up a lot of energy. So if I can somehow get this into, I sneak in another Air Slash, which is nice. And the opposing A9 is pretty much in Aerial Ace range. So I'm making sure I'm like almost at 2, so I have one ready. So this game is not over yet. I still have a Body Slam stored. Oh man, but check this out. He snipes me with the Weather Ball, but in return, it's gonna give me 2 loaded Body Slams, and this will be enough to take out the Azu. So he thought he made a really nice play. In reality, I think he actually made the win more comfortable for me. I think if he stays in, he potentially farms down and I lose. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I had it, no, regardless. Okay, so this is a terrible start. Mew into Sableye, save swap into Vig. In comes Medicham. This is not looking promising, especially because he sneaks in that counter. So now I don't think I'm going to be able to get to another Body Slam after this. You know, you could argue I should have shielded that. You could argue I should have shielded that just to give myself a chance for switch advantage. Because worst case, I get a shield back if I shield that. In comes Sabe. I'm going to try and get a shield here with a Wild Charge. I go. I see the Bastiodon, and I surrender, because at that point, I would just be prolonging the inevitable, right? I think I had like a 4-1 or something, so I think I bought like a star piece or something for some dust there. I did like a premium one. But anyway, pretty neutral matchup here. Surf is actually nice. It's nice having a move that does some decent damage, and also you get to rather quickly, because I used to run Flame Charge, Wild Charge a lot, because I liked the boost potential you could get. He makes a nice catch here on his Politoed. Really, really well done. And I'm actually going to come in here with my Mandibuzz. And the reason I came in with Mandibuzz was because if he doesn't have Blizzard, like, I'm resisting the Mud Shots. It's a little bit of a better matchup. But Vigoroth does well here too, because Vigoroth can actually take 2 Weather Balls. The Mud Shots aren't very threatening. But yeah, I thought this was the right play. I foul play. I'm just going to commit to a Air Slash down here, even if I have to take... But he makes a smart play, and to avoid having me farm down, he actually aggressive swaps into A9 to force me to throw that. And I'm trying to think, like, he's weak to steel in the front, so this is where I'm thinking, like, hopefully Poly is his steel counter. But no, he's got 2 steel counters, and it was a Medicham. And this is just me making the wrong call, right? This is just me. And when it was Power Punch, I realized it was over, so I surrendered that one again. But yeah, if I just swap the Vigoroth into Poly, I probably win that game. So an unfortunate one, but sometimes that happens, and I probably should have recognized, like, could have been a fighter in back based off the team comp. So just a mistake in reading the team by me. That's all that was. But you see, like, games that are winnable, right? That if I had done something different, I call the Bubble Beam here, which is pretty huge. In comes Diggersby. And you could argue I should have actually gone Mandibuzz here, but I'm not sure why I didn't. So 2 games in a row where I make a questionable decision of what to swap into. I missed a few bubbles there. I think I was watching Twitch while this was going on. I take out the Diggersby. In comes Skarm. So this is all right. We're in a pretty good spot here because Mew has charge moves that can threaten Skarm. I'm going to take this. And Vigoroth also, Vigoroth can put in some work here against the Jelly. But now I'm going to switch into Mandibuzz, and I'm just going to try and completely air slash it down, yeah. So he must have not had Ice Beam, and that was game over. Mew into Venu. Not very good for us, but I used to run Flame Charge, so I do like to bluff like I'm running it. People normally do like to shield, so I do 7 Shadow Claws, which is the amount for Flame Charge. And I get a shield, then I switch, because I figure once I reveal Surf, he probably assumes Wild Charge, so he's not going to shield the next one. So I aggressive swap Vigoroth. Going to be able to outpace Venusaur. I am going to shield this, and I'm going to throw the Body Slam if he stays in. He does stay in, which kind of surprised me. I thought he'd get out of there. But I throw this, and it actually forces the second shield. And I'm going to be able to survive this Frenzy. So I'm actually going to be able to take Switch. Or do I? No, I don't. Never mind, I'm wrong. Simul KO. Frenzy is so OP. I'm thinking, what's he going to come in with? And he comes in with Stunfisk. And this is amazing. And check this out. I catch the Quake. I catch the Quake. Boom. I'm thinking I'm a beast. And then there's a Bastiodon. I was thinking I was a beast, and then there's a Bastiodon. Venu, Venu, G-Fisk, Bastiodon. I faced that team a few times. I don't think there's anything I can do against it. The only thing I can do is like, what can I do against that team? Because with the Mandibuzz in back, it has nowhere to go. So I really don't think there's anything I can do. I think sack the Mew and like save both shields for Vigoroth, but then if he switches out the Venu, like I don't think there's anything I can do against that team reasonably. I'm sure someone in the comments, Rise, I totally know how you beat that team. You just beat the Venusaur, and then you just use Vigoroth to beat both pack Pokemon. Easy as that. So easy. I totally would have won. I'm just kidding. You guys aren't that bad. I didn't mean it bad that way. I mean bad like in the comments. Most of you guys are pretty chill. I am going to shield this, even though I'm so low, because I need to get to this Bulldoze to deal some significant damage to the Nidoqueen. I'm able to get it off, and we Simul KO, which is really nice. In comes the Empoleon, and we should be in good shape because we still have a shield. Empoleon would need to get to 2 Hydros, and honestly, Hydro probably wouldn't quite KO from that range. Probably would need like Hydro plus a few more Waterfalls. So we get the win. That was against Jay's fan, terrific Canadian battler. And we're on to the next one. Great lead, we love this lead. In comes Ninetales, which we don't have a great answer for. I'm going to Wild Charge and Dip. Just in case he no shields, this will do a lot of damage. But he does shield, so could have baited in hindsight. Trying to time it as well as I can. I don't think he got a free charm in there. Sometimes it can be tricky to time on the swap. And, you know, I really thought about shielding this because I have 2 answers for the DD. But, like, it could be double charm. You never know. So if it's double charm, I need to keep switch advantage in my favor. In comes DD. I am going to be able to get to 2 Body Slams here, which is nice. These Body Slams do some nice chip damage. So we've already gotten the DD, like, less... Oh, and this is great, yeah. So Switch was really important here. As long as we kept Switch, we should be in a pretty good situation. But, you know, this matchup is actually really close. Mandibuzz versus Umbreon. Even with Air Slash, Aerial Ace is such a bad move that it's like... It makes this matchup really close. Snarl Mandibuzz loses pretty, like... Umbreon beats Snarl Mandibuzz pretty comfortably. But Air Slash Mandibuzz versus Umbreon, I think it literally comes down to, like, if I can sneak in an extra Air Slash, like, that's how close this matchup is. It's basically even. I get a shield. He sneaks in another Snarl, which is not good in the slightest. So I'm actually pretty concerned at this point. I might lose. I'm deciding where I want to use my shield. I use it here, and he actually baits me with Foul Play, which is terrible. I catch a move here. It's a Psycho Boost, and I'm really thinking, do I commit to the farm down? I think I should have. Oh, man. I think I definitely should have committed to the farm down. Oh, crap. He throws right away. I'm thinking he's got to be Energy Dry, right? Because he just Foul Played my Mandibuzz. I go for CMP here. Is this going to be enough to take out the Umbreon? I don't think so. One more. He wasn't there. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I think I should have committed to farming down the DD, because even if the DD takes me out, then, well, you know, maybe not. Okay, this is terrible for this team. This is terrible. I try and get both shields if I can. I build up like I have Flame Charge. Fortunately, no Razor Leaf got through. That's actually really significant. Looks like even if it didn't, I would still get to a move, but it allows me to get to this Wild Charge. And look at that. We get a shield and we get switched. Now I know there's a Bastiodon, and I'm just trying to use my mind. Is it going to come in? No. And I make the right call here. And the reason I came in with Mandibuzz when I knew there was a Bastiodon in back was because the opponent, I feel like, knew that I knew there's a Bastiodon. So I was going to come in with a fighter. That was my thought process. The opponent knew that I knew there was a Bastiodon, so I'd come in with a fighter. So I came in with my Mandibuzz instead. Kind of like that episode of Friends, right? Like, they don't know that we know that they know we know. So that kind of thing, and we're in a pretty comfortable spot here. Our opponent realizes it, and they surrender. Yeah, these are... what a lot of the battles are like at this elo range. Scrafty, I don't have like an exact science for what I do to Scrafty. I think I used to just swap Vigoroth right away, and he actually baits me like a savage. Baits me like a savage with Pup. People normally don't do that. Surf takes out a decent chunk. I'm shielding again. There's like no reason for him to bait at this point. He baits me again. I have shielded 2 power punches. I try and CMP tie him here by just throwing right away. So, and I get the shield. Unfortunately, it was CMP. So at least he's out of energy. And obviously I'm going to Air Slash down. He switches. He gives up switch and makes a huge mistake. Unfortunately, I am going to have to take a move here, which kind of sucks. So he gave us a chance, bro. I build up to as much energy as possible. So I'm only 1 counter away from a Body Slam, I believe. Or do I have it? I have the Body Slam. I have the Body Slam. Gonna chip the Medi. And now I've got a Mandibuzz that's still healthy with 2 fighters. And now I'm just gonna build up to 2. Oh, I guess, yeah, throw. Get rid of it before it gets to an Ice Punch. I sneak 1 in, which is nice. And it's just a power-up punch. I think, yeah. Triple fast move team, shaking my head. And the triple fast move team, they made a mistake. They threw the game by giving up switch advantage when they could have just easily hard countered me. But makes sense, makes sense. Why he went straight Pup now, because he only knows fast moves. Okay, swap into Stunfisk. I'm like comfortable staying in this because if they swap a Stunfisk, there's a chance they have like a Bastiodon in back. So I feel like I can save my Vigoroth for something that they may be trying to lure out, you know? And I can win this matchup fairly easily. And I still have my Mandibuzz for the DD. Mandibuzz does pretty well against DD. With Air Slash, it's actually more of a neutral matchup. But check this out. Yeah, I get to another Surf here. Is he going to use both shields? He is. Uses both shields. And I actually sneak in a Shadow Claw there. So I'm actually going to shield this and get off my move. I know he might catch it, but I'm willing to risk that. He does catch it on the Deoxys. That's fine. I felt like I kind of had to throw right away. That would have had to be like super fast reactions to react in time. I didn't want to get sniped by something like, I don't know, a Charmer or like a Dragon Breath or who knows, Bastiodon. But yeah, I take the Thunderbolt. I get this off. I figure with a DD lead, he might be weak to counter in the back. Unfortunately, I throw my move here. So that's not the DD actually beats my Mandibuzz with a slight energy lead. But now I've got a Vigoroth against whatever's in back, and it's a Skarm. So this is going to be real close. Vigoroth loses to Skarm in the ones, but up a shield, it might be okay. I'm keeping track of his energy, I know he knows that I'm going to want to sack at some point. I think he's at 9 right now. So then I catch here. I catch when he gets to 10, which is really huge because now he's out of energy and now I can just build up to 2. So he makes a nice catch here, but like it really didn't matter, right? Because I'm just going to body slam both things anyway. And GG's, yeah. So that catch on Mew, I think, definitely won us that game. So a nice one there. We were able to flip with a catch, and it looks like that's all she wrote. Sorry I don't have the footage of me reaching the ELO. I still have a part 2 featuring a different team that you guys will recognize. But yeah, those are my battles in the 3600s. And yeah, some crazy battles, a few that I made the wrong call, a few I made some really nice plays. And I mean, that's what happens up there. I've had a couple 2 to 4 battles in this ELO range that I've just absolutely thrown with some horrible plays. I think there's 1 or 2 of them I put in the next video. So you guys can make sure to watch that so you can laugh at me. So this video will be going up today. And the next video, capping off Season 9, will be today. And then we'll get into Season 9, where, if I have time tonight, I shall stream Season 9 with the 150 unique Great League Pokemon Challenge. So you guys won't want to miss that. Make sure to go follow me on Twitch if you have Twitch. If you're not following me there, we're approaching 22,000 subs here on YouTube, and we've got like 7.3 thousand followers on Twitch. So I bet there's a bunch of you that maybe you guys just don't have Twitch, and maybe that's it. But if you have it and you're not following me there, go follow me there. It's fun. We get to interact live, and you can talk crap to me in the chat if you want. If you're a hater and you really don't like me, and then I can come back and we can banter. Or you can be nice and say, Rise, like you're cool, and I'm like, oh no, you're cool. Okay. But yeah, all that said, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.